Well, first, you just say Ukraine cannot afford to copy the other country's success. I think nobody, no country can afford in today copy the other country, because we are entering into an area that's so new to anybody, to any country. I don't believe they're expert of future. There's only expert of yesterday. As entrepreneur, we believe in future. I'm very happy to hear President said, invest in the people. Invest in the SME, small business. Invest in the young people. Invest in the small business. This is the key. Last century, because of the industrial revolution, so the bigger the better. Next century, the smaller the better. The flexible is better. Last century, people say, you are big. So big is the standard. Next century is good. If you're a good company, you'll be good. Good company does not mean you have to be big.
How do you define a good company?
Good company is a company, you don't have to be big, because the bigger you are, the bigger problem you are. The good company means you take care of your employees, you take care of customers, you are respected, not because you're rich. We find we have a lot of people who are rich but not respected, right? When you do things, you should be happy. Your employees are happy. Your customers are happy. Society are happy. This is the key. So not necessarily you're big. I'm rich. No, rich means nothing.
But you created a company, an enormous organization. Do you regret having created a big organization then?
Yeah, if I could be able to try again, I would try to make my company not that big size. Unfortunately, it's growing so fast, so I tried to make a big size but good company.
But should you have said stop? Is there a time when you should have? Was that a mistake?
I tried to stop, but later I said, well, it's impossible to stop. Because I think with the technology, with the ideas, with the terrible experience we had, we can enable many, many small businesses. They are on the way to tomorrow. With our tough 20 years experience, we can share those experience, those mistakes with those entrepreneurs on the way.
Now, you have created and been lecturing yourself at your own business school for sustainability in China. I think it's been going 3 years. And you've emphasized where people have failed. Actually, I'd like to suggest to you experimented, but it hasn't worked. Failure sounds too negative. What kind of examples are you using about which suggest and make it clear the kind of traps that those out there can fall into?
Well, only when you give up, it's a failure. If you don't give up, it's just a mistake. Mistake is the best fertilizer for tomorrow's success. I think for a company like Alibaba, people say, hey guys, you're so lucky in 20 years. You have achieved that much. Yes, we're lucky, but we work very hard. We made more mistakes than anybody can imagine. We made mistakes on raising capital, we made mistakes on management, and we made mistakes on HR, we made mistakes in a lot of areas. But
Tell us more about those mistakes, Jack.
For example, when we don't have money, we don't make big mistakes. When I raised $5 million I think, wow, I'm rich. So I tried to hire a lot of higher ranking people from those Fortune 500. When I hire them, I know something wrong. For example, I want to make a marketing plan for my product. So I asked my VP of marketing. He said he made a plan for $30 million. And I said, I only have $5 million. He said, Jack, I have never made any marketing plan below $20 million. So how could you succeed? And I think, wow, it's my problem. When your company is only a poor tractor, don't try to buy a Boeing 747 engine in it. Because it's not the Boeing engine problem, it's your problem. We are not ready. Don't think great people always in your company. Those people believe in you, those people following you, you should spend the time training them, working with them, and develop them with them together, invest in them. And then the company grows. This is a lesson I learned.
And you mentioned HR problems as well. You have an enormous operation. I mean, when it was so different from when you were in your apartment 20 years ago.
Yeah.
What were the HR problems which overwhelmed you?
Well, a lot of people want to have a quick success. They try to headhunting people, right? I want to get that guy. I want that guy. I want to win the competition. If you want to win the competition always in your mind, you're a professional killer. You are not the guy thinking about developing a company. So I was a teacher. I had no experience of marketing. I don't know anything about technology. I don't know anything about accounting, actually. So I know as a teacher, the best way is to find the good students. Find the people who are better than you are. Find the people who are smart you are. Believe in your students are smarter than you are. So past 20 years, I try my best to be a good teacher. I call myself CEO, Chief Education Officer. I learned from a teacher. A good teacher always hope that his students do better than him. A good teacher feel proud. This student become a TV anchor. This student become a banker. That student become a mayor. No teacher wants this guy bankrupt, that student in jail. Nobody wants that. So if you want your students to do better, you should give them more chance. You should trust them. You should give them opportunities. So from what I learned from my HR, I trust my people. Even to today, I give my advice to those young leaders. When they hire people, the advisor, hire the people. If you think this guy, in 5 years, he will be a boss, hire him.
Now, Jack, there are parallel challenges between what you've faced in the People's Republic of China, where there are an enormous number of state enterprises, and there remain a significant number of state enterprises here. And one part of our discussion has to be about how you transfer, how you translate that state mentality into what you're saying.
Well, this world, we got so many complaints. And as entrepreneur, we love other people complain, we never complain. We think the opportunity only lies in the place where people complain. I find a lot of people complain about SOE, state-owned enterprise. They are so big, they're so powerful. For me, we are so tiny. Why should we worry about it? There are plenty of room. When I'm big enough, I think we still should not complain. We compete with them. We prove to the society that we are more efficient. We prove to society we can do better. And this is what I'm doing. And complaining is so easy. Everywhere in this world, the thing worry about me is so many young people complaining. Complaining, you listen. If you solve the way complain, you solve the problem. So SOEs, state-owned business, they are big, they are everywhere. But you see, they're shrinking. They focus on tiny things. For us, the market is so big.
So what will you be telling the president?
Well,
on this particular issue?
My advice to the country, to the people, is that develop private sectors. Trust entrepreneurs. And I think there are a lot of SOE leaders in China. They are great entrepreneurs. They have more problems. They have to care more than we do. They take more responsibility than we do. And when you are small, think about how you survive, how you develop, how you can put your people, customer first. Do not think about those guys, big. When I was young, I hate Microsoft, IBM, Oracle, these big companies. And I think, well,
what do they think of you now?
They're probably scared of us. But this is the chance for everybody. And I hope someday more young people think, we will defeat Alibaba, we will do better. If we give us time, if it gives a chance, we don't complain, we improve, they have the chance.
So how do you develop the innovative ecosystem, the speed that is necessary, given the enormity of change, which the video really emphasized in a way that certainly our project is underscoring, thinking the unthinkable, the speed at which things are happening, the level of disruption. How do you create a self-confident, innovative ecosystem which can capitalize on digitization?
People and demanding. First, as entrepreneur, you should foresee the future. If you know the technology is coming, you cannot stop it, embrace it.
But many think it's not going to affect me. It's an unthinkable. We would say it's unpalatable. You're turning blind eyes. You're assuming that the way it's been is the way it's going to be.
Well, I think you worry too much. As entrepreneur, we believe the future. I know if I cannot be there, somebody will be there. If I cannot be there, I hire people who can be there. If I'm not smart enough, I follow the people who are smarter than I am. So I'm not the guy worried too much about future. I worry a lot about the people's worry. Today, the biggest worry is the worry itself. You worry about the privacy, you worry about security, you worry about the government, worry about SOEs. What to worry about? You worry, it comes. You don't worry, it comes. As an entrepreneur, let's do. There are so many things you can do. I got millions of challenges. When I started my business in 1999, people say, hey, Jack, you don't have money. Yeah, no, I don't have money. You don't have technology? We don't have technology. You don't have the credit system? We don't have a credit system. You don't have the logistic. You don't have a payment. You don't have this and that. I say, if everything's ready, there's no chance for me.
Let me ask you, Jack, what's your definition of the future? I'm going to be not facetious, but pragmatic here. You know, people say, let's think about 2030. Well, I'd put to you that 2030 is 10 hours from now. In other words, the future is happening much quicker than anyone really wants to imagine. Do you think that this is a serious mindset, culture problem?
Yeah. First, I think in the future, 2030, there will be more rich company. There will be more rich people. The country will have, the world will have a lot of challenges, but those people, tell me, any society, any time, any period of the world, there is no challenges.
But what about the argument that AI, algorithms, are going to hollow out the middle class by removing a lot of jobs that have been assumed to be there into infinity, because the nature of that work is being done by machines?
No, because when you don't know about AI, when you hear too much movie stars by AI, you start to worry. Why you worry? Because you don't know it. I think people worry about when the first technology revolution come to the world, we worry about machine. Last century, we worry about electricity. Today, we worry about AI. What is AI? AI, artificial intelligence. Do you think we human beings only know less than 7% of our brain? And less than 7% of the brain, do you think we can create a machine that kill people? Impossible. Human being should have confidence. Machine only have chips. Human being have a heart. The heart you can never create. Machine can replace some part of our brain. Machine can never replace your heart. Trust me that it will take a lot of jobs, but it will create more jobs. But maybe you are not competent. You're not good for that jobs. Somebody will. And I think, let me tell you, that when people worry about, in our company we do not call it artificial intelligence, we call ourselves Alibaba intelligence. We think it's a great thing. I said yesterday in a university that my grandfather worked 18 hours a day, 7 days a week. He said, oh, I'm very busy. We people work 5 days a week, 8 8 hours a day. We are very busy. Let me tell you, my grandson, he will work 3 hours a day, 3 days a week. He will tell you he's very busy. Machine will make us doing that. And you should have when you believe in the future is good, you will do good things for the future. When you believe a bad future is bad, your mentality is in trouble. And then you will be upset. How can be a person upset, be creative? I just cannot imagine.
I've got to pick you up on that, Jack, because earlier this year you talked about in support of the 996 work routine. And I've got to underscore to those who don't know it, particularly in China, you work 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 6 days a week. And you were given a hard time because of that. And you backed off a little bit.
No. 996 is the spirit that I encourage in Alibaba people. If you want to have a bright future, if you don't want to be give up by the society, if you want to be successful, you have to work hard. Of course, you can enjoy life. You know, I work only 2 hours a day. And
can you enjoy life with a 996 regime?
Yes, I do. I do.
Do other people in Shenzhen and elsewhere?
I think most of the people in this world, whether they're a great president, whether they're a good professor, or a good engineer, a good scientist, or good anchor, like you work much more than you do. When I have a shower, I think, I work. When I'm in the toilet, I think. When I'm running, I think. We never stop working. Because today, why Alibaba need to 996? Because we, on our side, we have more than 60 million business rely on us. If we don't work hard, they lose their hope. So we have to work hard. But if you don't like your job, if you don't like the work you do, working 2 hours a day, you feel very bad. If you love your jobs, people like me, if I love the job I'm doing, I love the things I'm doing, 10 hours a day, 15 hours a day, it's nothing. This is how you view the world. As an entrepreneur, when I was tiny, I thought, one day I'll become a big boss. I take cigar, watch movie, business easy. I should make my company bigger. Now my company is much bigger. I'm much busier, more problems. So enjoy while you are small. Big company does not mean money big. Big company means big responsibility. You take care of your more employees, more customers, more social responsibilities. Oh, I do regret. I could enjoy my life much better. But, this is my life. I have to live it.
I've got to tell you, in the media, it can be not 996, but 12, 12, 7. So I warn you, we work even harder than that sometimes. Now,
see? A lot of people just don't want to admit it. Everybody try to speak the things that people want to hear. But as entrepreneur, if you want to be the mentor, tell them the truth. Life is not easy.
Now, what I want to do, Jack, is open it up. And what I want to do is make sure there are 4 microphones. Where are the ladies who've got the microphone? I can see your light here. Where are the ladies with the microphones? Please come forward, because I need to know where you are. Okay, one there, one here. Where's the second and third and fourth? Can I have some more light in the room, please? And I'm preparing, because can you help me? There's a gentleman here, 4 or 5, and they're all using their phones to tell me where they are. Can you come in and get a microphone here? Thank you. Let's have some more light. And over here as well, someone here. But I want to position the microphones and move around fast. And Jack, do you have a headset? Do you have translation or not?
Yeah, I think some...
Could we get a translation? Because Jack, I want to talk about education, but I want to make sure that we're lining up a lot of questions here. Jack, let's have a headset if we can. For the first question, let's do it in English if we can, but that's not to rule out anything else. You need to go to channel 2 when we do that. But I want to finally ask you before I open it up, because I want to show we are opening it up for the next 35 minutes. I want to ask you about education and the work you're doing on this. You've stepped back from Alibaba, but you've created a structure, you've created a process, you've created a momentum, and particularly for the next generation. So what is the principle you're trying to highlight at the moment? Why at the age of 55, okay, you've stepped back, but you've still got a job you feel that needs to be done in this scale of disruption?
Yeah, I've been doing in the past 20 years on internet. And I find the more internet help people, the more people start to worry. For example, artificial intelligence is going to replace a lot of jobs. And I suddenly realized that most of the things and the way we teach our kids in the schools are for the industrial period. In the future, the artificial intelligence will make machine much smarter. Machine can remember more, remember accurate, machine can never get tired. So everything we teach, most of the things we teach our kids, machine can do better. So what education we should give our kids that they will be able to do the things better than machine?
And what's your answer?
Creative, constructive, I think very important, innovative, independent thinking. When there are so many opinions on the internet, people lose their independent thinking. And we should make our kids to be more creative. I saw so many young people in Ukraine. I went to the university yesterday. Excellent, intellectual. But staying in the university is important. But people like us, we are not good at academic. We try every day. We learn from the society. We learn from the mistakes. We learn from our partners, learn from our employees and customers and competitors. And that will make you innovative, creative, constructive. So this is something I want to do something to help our next generation. They are never scared of artificial intelligence, never scared of robots. They can do things that robots cannot do. Second thing, I think today the whole world looks like we put too much money, resources on university, master degree, PhD degree. But I think we should put more resources on the primary school, middle school, kindergartens. And then it's too late in the university. So this
how
is what
do
I
you
think.
change the curriculum for that generation, the under 10s, the under 12s, those who are not at university? How do you change the curriculum? Because I've got to put to you that that's tough in the education world.
I know, but we see a lot of countries start to moving that. In Israel, Finland, Japan, a lot of countries start to do that. I think before 12, music is important. Sports, teamwork is important. Painting is important. And I think make people like a people. We should not make people like a machine learning. I mean, like a machines. They only absorb knowledge. They should try knowledge. I see a lot of people in this world have excellent knowledge, but they just don't know how to use it. I don't have a lot of knowledge, but I use them very well.
But let me put to you about quantum. Quantum, Google have just done an experiment where they achieved in 3 seconds calculations which would have taken 10,000 years. That's coming down the track pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Where does that leave the human being and the next generation?
Well, let's do the other. Industrial period, human being look at the outside world, right? We love Mars and moons, but this century we will know the inside world better. The quantum speed, we know the outside world so much, but we don't know the inside world. This is the speed, the data. We have to know our human. Last century, we made so many smart and clever people. This century, we should create a lot of wise people. What's the difference between clever and wise?
But is something like the quantum computer or AI going to be smarter than the human being?
We will be able to decoding the human, the human secret. We always try to understand the outside secret, but we don't understand the inside secret. The quantum speed will make people understand us. So I want to say, we have a lot of smart people. Smart people know what they want. Wise people know what they don't want.
What about the computer which tells you?
So computing will let you know all the things you're looking for. This is not what you want. Computing, quantum computing, to me, it's like let the young people try it. The most dangerous thing is not a machine. The most dangerous is the greedy of people. The most dangerous thing is not AI. It's nuclear bombs. It's the greedy. So we should use the technology, understand the people, understand ourselves better. Don't worry about too much about technology. There is no way. Maybe you don't have a solution. I don't have a solution, but our young people have a solution. We don't have a solution today. Future, we have a solution. So I think again, trust our young people. Trust the future. And let's do something. And this is why entrepreneurs are important. That's what I say. Government, lots of government start to worry people. Academic worry people. We want to solve the worries. I'm sorry.
Right, there you have your set. Right, now I can get the questions. Now, there are rules here, which is don't talk for a long time, because I'll cut you off. And I want to get as many ideas as possible. And do I have 4 microphones in the room or 2? Because I'd like the second microphone to come over here, please. Can you choose yourself? Right, please.
Jack,
could you introduce yourself?
I'm Volodymyr Panchenko. I'm an economic analyst and also the speaker of this forum. I watched many of your speeches on YouTube, and I have not found one question which maybe you don't like now. You always explain about entrepreneurship, but we know that Alibaba achieved success also due to government actions of discrimination of Amazon and other platforms, and digital protectionism continues, and in the future.
Okay, quick please.
So the question, what do you think it helped you? And the other question, Ukraine is a small market as compared to China. What is the government's role in digital development of Ukraine?
I want to get as many questions in as possible, Jack.
Okay. First, give me one example that China government helped me fight against my competitors with Amazon, eBay. I'm probably famous in China for fighting with government. I fight with any ministry. And I think internet is new to any government. So my job is to convincing, educate, work with the government, hear what they worry, and let them know what I worry. We kick eBay out of China. It's not government kick eBay out of China. Amazon, worse than 20 years ago, they were here today. I talked Jeff Bezos like 10 years ago. I said, Jeff, you sent a lot of people coming to China, but these people make boss happy, not make the customer happy. You should send entrepreneurs coming to China, make people happy, not the boss happy. That's my advice.
Jack, you used the word twice, fight. What do you mean by fight?
Well, if you think it is good for the future, if it is good for the government or for the people, and the government officials don't understand that, fight for it. Tell them. Today, most of the government officers in China, they're young people. Listen to them, communicate with them, stick to the ideas. When they say, this is the rule, okay, we follow the rule.
Right.
But before they make the rule, we fight for it.
There are many people here. We could be here for a long time, but I'm going to be as selective as I can and as fair as I can. Please, at the back. There's a lady, who's got the microphone right at the back? Okay, well, you go ahead. Okay, please, right at the back.
Доброе утро. Good morning. So, dear Jack Ma, would you please name several points which have formed you as a human being up to 35 years old, up until you created Alibaba? Because those points have made you as a human being with a capital letter H, whom we see on the stage today. Thank you.
I think I'm understanding that. What kind of points before you were 35 prepared you for the success you've had?
Okay. Well, as you know that I tried a lot of jobs, all failed, and I tried to university field, and I find that if nobody hire me, I should hire myself. And before 35, I don't have any chance, or there's no success cases in me, but this helped me.
Were you a failure?
I was, and I am, I don't know, in the future, because you never know you will succeed or not until the day you die. You will check the